one of the most pressing questions that I still have in the back of my mind is, why did it take over 20 plus years to finish this, in terms of, at least in terms of, making it, in terms of publishing it? Why did it take that long? I mean, there's a few reasons that I can think of, and one gigantic potential, it might not mean anything, but one potential thing that stands out in my memory is that I remember her pleading with the officers, saying we were almost done filming, we just have a little bit left. Well, something about we'll stay way far away, we just this one little area at the fence, and something about the fence, and it's odd because I had no fucking clue about how it was gonna go, what it was gonna look like. I forgot all about it. I honestly forgot all about the fact that they were even filming there for a long time. I had other things to worry about, I had traumatic things to worry about, and that was the last. So really, thinking about, the fact that that would be the last scene, I mean, that might be why they stopped it where they did, because then law enforcement kind of shooed them away, um, maybe they did want to do more, but couldn't. I don't know. And then that kind of bleeds into the idea that if there's some kind of pending criminal investigation going on, how long does a film company have to wait until that clears? How long after that do they have to wait to get granted permission to do a film about it? Because it really was, it did have a criminal investigation. There's some chilling words that I remember her saying. The memory is kind of foggy, but I remember her saying it, in general, what she was asking of me. And I didn't understand why it was so important. And I think now I know why, what she really meant, what she was really trying to ask me. I hadn't mentioned this yet before, but everything that she did, anything that she changed, very little, very, very little in what actually happened. When I was talking about the window, the reason why I think she changed that to be something where he was just kind of, intently looking out, wishing for freedom, and then trying to, keep himself contained. I think she was trying to tap into the emotional aspect of how it felt to be trapped there, and how it felt to know that you're damned either way. Whatever you do, whether you try to be good or whether you try to escape, they're going to punish you either way, but you hope that if you do the right thing, they'll leave you alone. I think that a lot of things that she changed were for the emotional impact on the audience, to tell the story. I really do. And as a child, because I had had a traumatic past with my own family already, I did not trust anyone. And I thought, if you're going to say something I didn't do, that's what my family does to me. When my family does that to me, it's never good. They're accusing me of terrible, terrible things I never did, just to put a blame on me and point fingers. And, they were extremely abusive. I have, like I said, I have bullet wounds from where, I was shot, and just other things. So, yeah, I got really mad because I didn't understand. But looking back, what she did was actually an honor to us. Anytime she's changed something, it was actually, I believe, to honor how we felt, and to show that more outwardly. Many of us couldn't really even express our emotions that well. We were that stressed out. Some were really far gone. Uh, you know, um, and others could, you know, communicate a little more. But whatever she was trying to achieve, I'm sitting here and watching it, thinking whatever she's trying to achieve, I really do believe that she probably signed some kind of contract that they would not have allowed her to do this if she didn't do. Like, remember me saying that they needed to trust her to even let her do this. She probably signed some kind of contract saying that she would never get involved with any kind of law enforcement or anything like that. And I remember towards the end, she was gone, but only for like a couple of weeks at most, probably, that I was still there and she was gone. And by that time, law enforcement had already started to be involved. So maybe, she decided, okay, it's too risky to stay here now that, law enforcement's involved. Maybe I trust law enforcement, but I don't trust them. What if they think that I was involved in, getting them to come out here and investigate? You know what I'm saying? So I think that I promise this is going somewhere. I think that what she was doing, I wish I could remember her name, honestly. I don't remember. Really, the only person's name I remember is, why is it now not with me? Rufus. That's really the only person's name that and he called himself that, but I'm sure he had a different actual name. I don't know. But there really was someone that went around walking around calling himself like that, and he really did. He had the dog persona. But I'll talk a bit about Rufus in a minute, but because he's really important. But what she was trying to do, I really do solely believe that she knew that she was bound. She knew her hands were tied. She knew that she could only do so much or they would not let her in. And so she could tell the story, but she couldn't, painstakingly, she knew that she couldn't actually say, this is real. Nowhere in the film or the credits or anything do you ever see anything that says this was real. And I thought that was odd, because usually they're quite proud about whenever it's based off of a true story. So I'm thinking, she probably did legitimately, probably the only way they'd let her film is to have some kind of contract saying she would never discuss anything legal about it. So what she told me one day before she left was kind of odd, and I didn't understand, like I was saying, I didn't understand the importance of it, and this is what I'm getting at. Because she was limited, I bet you anything she told this to every single one of us that she thought had the ability to understand and communicate. There were some of us that were a little, like I said, too far gone, but she might have even tried to talk to them. I don't know. Any one of us that would entertain a conversation with her, I'm sure she said this too. I'm sure. She sat me down, and I think we were outside on some kind of bench or something. She sat me down and said, I don't want you to mention this to anyone. This is going to be our little secret, but one day this is going to be a movie, and it's probably going to take 10 plus years. And she said that, so she already knew that it was going to take that long. So that's part of my question. Was it just that she didn't have the funding, or was it some kind of legal issue? I almost lean towards legal issue, because maybe it's both, I don't know. But she knew that already, for whatever reason. And she said, when it comes out, this is very important, I want you to remember this. When it comes out, I want you to watch it. It's going to be called Wolf. I want you to watch it. And this is very, very, very important. I want you to tell the world what you think. And she said it in such a strange way. Again, I'm paraphrasing because it's a little fuzzy memory, but I'm pretty sure she used, not just her, tell us, but like tell it, the world, like tell everyone, not just, the producers, but she literally wanted me to tell everyone. And I think what she meant was, I don't think it was about rating stars. No, I think it was about, she wanted to, in a very roundabout way, so that she didn't get in trouble, she wanted to hint to me, and at the time I had no idea what it meant, but now I think I do. She wanted to hint to me to say, we're relying on all of you to speak up and say this actually happened, because we're in a bind and we signed a contract and we literally can't say fuck, but you guys can. I think that's what she was trying. She wants people to know that this actually happened. She desperately wanted people to know that it actually happened. But, it's going to take more than just me, because if I'm the only one saying it, then I'm the only. That's why I said if you were there, whether you're a parent of a child or an actual child that was there, and you remember being there, if you watch the film, you can't mistake it. You'll know whether or not you were there because you remember all the strange things in that building. If I'm the only one, then everybody's just going to look at me like I'm insane. But if other people also start telling their stories, that's why I said put #IWasThereWolf, because if we get a chain reaction going, then we can bring awareness to the fact that says this actually happened. So there was one moment where, really, really quickly, where, well, let me back up. I just want to say thank you to whoever she was. I can't remember your name. Sorry, I really don't. I want to, but I can't. Thank you for telling our story, because, even though you couldn't do everything you wanted to do, it's bringing light to this, and it in the very least, it made me feel as if somebody cared about our situation, even if nobody ever understands that it actually happened. It makes me believe that someone genuinely cared about us and genuinely wanted to help us and genuinely wanted to show us the compassion we deserved. So thank you. I don't know for sure her intentions, but I feel like there's a part of her, at least, that from everything that she said and did, that is true. So Rufus, when I got back from escaping, he said we were really worried about you, because, arrogant fuck-ass bastard, he didn't call him that. I didn't either, but now I am calling him that because that's who he got in a lot of trouble, and when he came back, he went in the cage and he disappeared. I said, well, did he escape again? And they said, we didn't see him escape. We think they might have killed him. Basically, was what he was trying to say, I think. In that place, even though Rufus was a bit of a pain sometimes, he was the voice of reason, and he was, almost like the caretaker to everyone. He genuinely, I just think, wanted to help. While everyone else was in their own little world, he was looking out for everybody. So wherever you are, Rufus, I hope you're still alive and well. You deserved a lot better than that place. I believe his mother did come pick him up at the end when they were forced to hand him back to the parents because of the investigation. But I never knew after that what became of him. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. I don't think we're going to do another. I think this is going to be the last one. Either going to believe me or not, I don't, but hopefully someone else will do this like I'm doing. Get enough people, then you'll realise it was real.